So we're looking at room 417 and room 418 directly next to each other. So there should be a significant amount of activity there. We're here?
There's something right here. It's not room, isn't it?
The next is a woman named Prudence Thackeray.
I also feel though that there's also a reference to a P.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I see her drawing me a P. So
yeah.
I don't know if that's, and there's also a T name that connects there.
At sunrise the next day, hotel staff discovered a young lady's body on the sidewalk outside of the hotel directly below room 418. Examination of the room revealed an open window and no signs of forced entry or foul play.
But I feel like I'm being pushed though. I feel like I'm pushed out a window.
He'd taken his life with a rope.
Got a rope around my neck.
And had left a note pinned on the closet door. The note only contained 2 words: "I'm sorry."
But I know the door is an apology note.
Wow. Lana, you are giving me like more goosebumps than I've ever had in my life.
Write somebody, you know when you send somebody, I'm sorry.
From the outside, this hotel may seem like any other, but behind these walls, there are chilling stories from beyond our world to be told. From the modern feel of this beautiful hotel, you'd never know that in 1892, the entire building burned down, claiming over 400 lives. Nor would you think that this has been a place where murder, death, and unimaginable things have happened. In today's video, we explore a space so haunted we needed to call in a medium.
Got a rope around my neck.
Today we dive into the lives and tragic deaths of Prudence Thackeray and Reginald Bleecker, 2 spirits who chose to tell Lana exactly what happened to them and what one of them did. First, let me recap the rumored events.
Prudence Thackeray. Prudence started work as a maid at the hotel in the spring of 1895. The ambitious 17-year-old loved her job at the glamorous establishment, which afforded her tantalizing glimpses of high society. This changed abruptly on October 13th, 1898. During one of Prudence's routine inspections of room 417, an explosion tore through the room. The cause of the explosion remains unclear, as historical records of this period in the hotel's history are either vague or missing. Theories include a faulty gas main or even a hand grenade smuggled into the hotel by an unsavory guest. Prudence was badly burned by the explosion and died of her injuries 2 days later. But it seems that even in death, Prudence still clings to this hotel. Reginald Bleecker. Now, Reginald Bleecker was a bellhop at the hotel from 1902 to 1908. By all accounts, he was a charming young man who quickly earned a reputation as being the hotel Lothario. On November 15th, 1907, a young woman checked into the hotel under the names Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Her supposed husband was nowhere to be seen, but she assured the hotel staff that he'd be joining her by the morning. She was led up to room 418 by the bellhop, Reginald Bleecker. That was the last time that anybody saw her alive. At sunrise the next day, hotel staff discovered a young lady's body on the sidewalk outside of the hotel directly below room 418. Examination of the room revealed an open window and no signs of forced entry or foul play. Correspondences between the hotel manager and fellow staff revealed that there was a cloud of suspicion around one staff member, Reginald Bleecker. On the night of the woman's death, a maid reported seeing Reginald slipping in and out of Miss Smith's room looking dazed and upset. With no other corroborating evidence, the suspicions around Reginald quickly evaporated. Reginald quit his job as a bellhop a year later and moved to Toronto, where he started work as a concierge at another hotel. 30 years later, in 1938, Reginald Bleecker checked into the hotel again as a guest. He requested room 418. The next morning, hotel staff discovered his dead body. He'd taken his life with a rope and had left a note pinned on the closet door. The note only contained 2 words: "I'm sorry."
Lana is an evidential medium, meaning she shares the stories and untold truths of those who have crossed on, with the condition that they share the specifics with her. Her agreement with the spirit dimension is that her work requires evidential proof of who she's channeling. In a moment, you will see how incredible her gift truly is. While it may seem unbelievable to you, I've experienced it firsthand and can confirm and trust what she channels.
Okay, Lana, thank you so much for coming. First of all, you guys, if you guys haven't seen my recent videos, this is Lana. She is my incredible friend and psychic medium. I guess, like, do you want to start before we even get into the hotel, who exactly you are for those who may not have heard of you yet?
My name is Lana Zielinski, and I work in the spirit dimensions. I've been a medium for a number of years, been working with spirit most of my life, and it was after 2 experiences with my own death. I've just been able to tap into the spirit dimensions at so many different levels.
Yeah. So have you been on different like investigations like this before? I'm assuming yes, where you go to spaces and kind of see what's truly there.
I have been on a few. I wouldn't say I do too many of these, but I have done a few, especially if there's been some spirit activity reported. I feel that spirit has a voice and a story. They like to be heard, and sometimes it's very clear, and sometimes we misinterpret that story, and sometimes it may be presented as fear, or they may be angry. So I like to go in and just chit chat and see what they really have to say.
Have you ever been to this hotel before?
I have not been here, Hailey.
So you guys, before I turn on the camera to introduce Lana to you guys when she got settled in here, she was already saying things. I think I took a quick clip just to show you guys. It's just an audio of like little things that were pulling her here before she'd even arrived and was following the GPS.
2 blocks away.
You heard what?
A piano, like an old piano. I don't know if it was an organ or an old piano.
Okay. That's as you were coming up, like to get close to you?
Yeah, 2 blocks away.
That's so crazy.
I've never been here, so I wasn't sure where this place was, right?
Yeah.
So I was like watching, and that was the other thing, my GPS wouldn't work. It stopped counting street numbers like back there.
That's so weird.
So what's your initial feeling when you come into this hotel? Do you sense anything?
I sensed a few things a couple blocks away. So I could hear a piano in my head, and I was having trouble with my GPS. It stopped working. It stopped counting the numbers on the buildings on the way down the street. And as I walked up, I did feel a lot of excitement. I feel like spirit's happy to have me come. I feel they're happy to tell me their story. The elevator was eagerly waiting for me. I felt very welcomed by spirit when I got here. I felt they want to talk, they want to share. So let's see what we hear.
Absolutely. All right, you guys, so I am not going to brief Lana on everything that we have shared with you guys to do with this hotel, because we want her to authentically really channel and see what spirit wants to share with her. Because remember, just because those are the stories online, it doesn't mean that they're the actual true fact of what occurred here and why these spirits are still here. So what I think we should do right off the get-go is maybe take Lana to the hallway where there are some stories behind it and see what she authentically channels before really telling her the validity behind it. So, you guys ready?
I'm excited.
Okay, let's do it. We're here?
There's something right here. It's not room, isn't it?
Really? What do you see?
I've just got all this anxiety. And it's not my way. I don't usually have anxiety.
Well, I'm feeling your anxiety.
I just gotta settle in my heart rate. My heart rate's flying.
How are you feeling?
I'm really feeling judged. There's a lot of judgment behind this door. And my skin is feeling like I've got a zillion blisters on it. I feel really blistered. I also, I don't know if it was a fire or an explosion out of this room. I've got smoke, a lot of smoke. But I also feel that it was set up. I feel like my secret's out. I feel a lot of shame.
Right.
I feel really embarrassed. But I don't think I died here.
Okay, that makes sense.
I don't feel like I died in this room. I feel like I passed somewhere else. But what I'm hearing a lot from, I feel is a gender thing. I feel like I've been, my secret's out is what I'm hearing. But I'm also hearing on how different things are for people today, right? Like, I feel like it was so hidden, and there was just so much shame involved. But it was definitely intentional. I also feel though that there's also a reference to a P.
Okay, yep.
Yeah.
I see her drawing me a P. So I don't know if that, and there's also a T name that connects there.
P and T.
So either as a last name or first name for the P and the T.
Okay.
I also, I just want to get a little closer.
Lana, first and last name P and T.
P and T. I also feel though that this spirit isn't trapped here.
Okay.
I feel that she can go back and forth from the physical world to the spirit dimensions. I also feel there was no justice. This was never found out. I don't feel anybody charged. I don't feel anybody in jail. I don't feel that there was ever even much of an investigation. But I hear it as a bang. So I don't know if it was something was fired in the room or if it was, but my skin's bubbling. But I hear a lot of banging.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Do you want me to validate or just have you continue with?
No, I'm just want to continue because I do have two men standing in behind me that aren't related to the incident that want to talk as well.
At this point, Lana begins to channel the stories of those we will share in upcoming videos. Trust me, you don't want to miss that. But back to Prudence.
But I want to go back to the lady that was involved in this room. Number one, she's telling me she didn't see it coming. She was in here, I feel like she's a worker because she's showing me she was cleaning and working.
Oh my God, I have chills. That is exactly, yeah.
Makes sense?
Yeah.
But I also feel that it was somebody that worked with her.
Okay.
But I don't
Interesting.
understand the banging. It's almost like firecrackers.
Right.
Or a multiple gun, but I don't feel her shot. I'm not understanding why I'm hearing so many
Can we
pop,
tell
pop,
you
pop.
what it was?
Do you want to hear what's said quickly about that? I'll just say that one part.
Okay.
So there was a woman, a young maid, named Prudence Thackeray. And she was working here in the spring of 1895 as a maid. And on October 13th, 1898, during a routine inspection of actually room 417, so right next door here, an explosion tore through the room and the cause remains unclear. Historical records of this period in hotel history are vague or missing. Theories include faulty gas main or even a hand grenade smuggled into the hotel by an unsavory guest.
I hear the pop, pop. Like I hear that pop. But I also feel it was very targeted.
Okay.
I don't feel accident. She doesn't feel accident. It feels very targeted to me.
Right.
She also has a big presence to me. Very big presence.
Right.
She's also very proud of the work that she did. She took a lot of pride in her work.
Right.
She's got a lot of pride. She stands up straight. She's encouraging me to take a lot of pride in what I do. She has this big pride thing with her. And she's showing me, and I'm 100% positive, because now she's showing me, the pride flag? She's showing me the pride flag and the colors.
Right. So could she have been a transgender woman, perhaps?
100%.
Interesting.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't known.
Right.
So she's on me that it was found out. She was found out.
She was outed, essentially.
Yeah, she was found out that
And I mean, back then, we were nowhere near where we would even be
No.
now with that. Very
No.
fascinating.
She's also very clear on, and she's showing me, do you know if somebody fell out of a window up here?
Yes, someone did. It wasn't her.
Oh, was it?
This room, exactly.
This room. Is it this room again?
It's this room. So Prudence was in 417, which is right here, and this is the room that the woman fell out of the window.
Oh, interesting. When it comes to spirit and energy, like sometimes they don't bring me to, this is really close, 417, 418.
Yeah.
So I was pulled, to the area here. But all of a sudden, I literally felt I was going back out of a window.
Oh my gosh.
But I just literally started, but I don't feel I was even checked in long. I think I checked in, but didn't stay as long as I was supposed to, is what I'm hearing. She's smaller.
Who's there? As someone came up the hall, I shut my camera off briefly, but Spirit didn't shut off for Lana, so I picked my camera right back up.
Got a rope around my neck.
No.
Okay, so I just need a moment to just kind of feel her for a second, because I'm picking up on two deaths. One is hers and one is someone that connects to her. But I feel like I'm being pushed though. I feel like I'm pushed out a window, but I feel it was because I said no.
Wow. That just gave me chills.
Yeah.
You're on to it.
Okay, so I felt that no wasn't honored all the way, because I don't know if I changed my mind when I said no. You know, when you kind of things get heated up and then you change your mind.
Right.
I don't know, because I feel a part of me feels restrained before I fall.
Right. Okay.
But I don't know why I need to go this way in time. I need to go, so I've got her gone, and then I've got to go in time. My timeline are moving for me.
This is crazy.
Isn't this insane?
I always ask Spirit not to let me know how they went, but not to be so. The spirits here are very, very clear. Like I can feel a rope around my neck, and usually they don't do that to me because I'm very clear. I don't want to feel it, but these guys here like to make me feel, which is fine. I can manage it. But I feel like the timeline. So I think some time went by.
Yeah.
But there's a hanging that connects there. There's also a reference. Is there a reference to an E name in that?
An E name. No. So the woman that I believe that you're channeling, the name that she was checked in under, from what I've read, I don't know if that was truly their name.
Okay. I just keep trying. The E could be connected to someone that was involved in all this, but I feel like somebody came back who was connected here and hung themselves, if that makes sense.
Yes,
That's
100%.
But I think it's a long time. I don't feel it was like a week or a
No.
month. For me, because they stretch the timelines of spirits, don't know time. It doesn't exist in the
Wish I
spirit
could see your
dimensions.
mind.
I'm going to give it to you for a second. So, and I'm still dealing with my bubbling skin. I've got bubbling skin, I've got a rope around my neck. I'm having a great old time.
It's an intense floor.
Crying today, burn.
I feel like he left here though, and there's a reference to Toronto. So I don't know.
Are you kidding me?
I can see the CN Tower. So I don't know if he was from Toronto or if he was visiting here from Toronto. I don't know why I'm seeing the CN Tower, but just remember that I said it. It's got to be a reference because he's showing it to me.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Right.
There's
You let me
also-
know when you want me to validate it. I'm just letting you
That's
speak.
fine. I do better kind of when I'm allowed to channel.
Absolutely.
And I know sometimes bits and pieces come in, but I know the door is an apology note.
Wow.
You know,
Lana, you
that's-
were giving me like more goosebumps than I've ever had in my
when you
life.
write somebody, when you send somebody, I'm sorry. The card. It's called an apology letter. Right?
Well, Lana, the note said I'm sorry.
That's all.
Word for
was a
word.
note and it said,
There
"I'm
was a
sorry."
note
That's
that
it.
said I'm sorry when he hung himself. It was put on the
Did
closet
you put it
door.
under the door?
That I don't know. It said by the closet door, so I'm not sure where that would be.
Okay. But I have to go back into the fall and the hanging that connect. Up in the spirit dimensions, that's been resolved.
Really?
That's been resolved. I don't feel that it wasn't, what they're showing me, it wasn't an intention to kill initially. It was, I also feel that they've met before and rendezvoused, but not go all the way rendezvoused.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If that makes sense.
That makes
But-
a lot of sense. Yeah.
So, and it was almost like things got too heated too fast. She said no, and it was almost a bit of a confrontation, and she goes out the window.
Wow.
I wish the note was going. Doo, 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 doo. They've definitely resolved their issues up in the spirit dimensions, and neither one of them are trapped spirits or stuck here. There's very little of that between those three spirits that I've talked about so far. The previous owners that are standing behind me, there's 3 of them that are standing behind me, they're pushing me down to where that piano is. I can hear that piano loud in my head. There's a lot of spirit activity down near that piano. I wouldn't mind.
I would love to head there.
I think I'm going to be able to get some more.
Absolutely. Tomorrow, we explore the hotel further, and things take a shocking turn.